Mathieu van der Poel, Wout van Aert and Tom Pidcock. You can see them in the background. That front row, that red jersey of Elise a bit. Watch the lights. We're green, we are go. And it's Niels van der Putte straight down the center. Ryan Kamp just takes a little glance across there. Ron Hart just trying to move up, but it's Elise a bit that gets the whole shot through the first corner. You just got to watch that little curve. Riders going down in the corner, and unfortunately that looks like is that Leo Bisio. Oh, Pidcock's gone down, Jeremy.
That's too bad. That's frustrating. Yeah, big problems there for Pidcock. That's with a broken shifter. Darn it. That's, you know, the head-to-head battle that we wanted to see is not going to be possible today.
We'll get a replay of that, but unfortunately that's a long run to the pits for Tom Pidcock. The gears have don't look like they're playing ball here as well. His rear mech's come off as well.
That's it.
That looks like game over already for Pidcock. Unfortunately, the mech's come off. And that is a long run to the pits. Oh, what a shame. Let's have a replay here, Jeremy.
Yeah, you can just catch him here on the outside here. Just at right now at the back of your screen on the left-hand side, you can see that it looks like perhaps Cam Mason just leans over, or even Pidcock potentially just loses a front tire there, and then that's just it. It's someone hits it kind of cockeyed, and then the shifter's broken, the derailleur's now broken as well. Yeah, it's an unfortunate day, but whoa, Easterbit already, Marty, loose here on this first descent. If you weren't with us for the women's race, this descent very, very technical, very sketchy. Even Van der Poel way off the back of the bike there, taking this one a little more gingerly on his opening lap. Van Aert there, really, really good as he comes through, though, looking solidly. We will see now Pidcock coming in, Marty, for a new bike.
Right, we'll keep an eye on this throughout the day. The former world champion from Ineos Grenadiers. Let's have a replay. So Van der Poel just gets out of the rut there, Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean, then you can see we saw in the women's race problems here where these two lines. Yeah, Sweck finding a track that really works for him, and I think he's going to be in a good position to do something here. It's a flat track.
Ooh,
it's a punchy track.
Out. You just saw Van Aert and Ron Hart as well coming together, and Wout van Aert trying to get through, and it just forced him onto the camber, and he slid out here.
Problems there. He's got to put his chain back on. This isn't the end of the race, but he's got to stay focused here. This is the second problem that we've seen today with this. We saw in the women's race, a rider from the Trek Balawasa Lions team having problems. Van Aert there, able to fix it, but he's given up and shed about 20 seconds, and the problem is he's going to be in a lot of traffic to get back up to the front here.
Yeah, well, so drama all the way here in Hulst with Tom Pidcock in the first corner. So you just see a little replay here, Jeremy.
Yeah, like you could see on the other shot from overhead when the other camera was on them that they were coming into that line 2 up, and that's not a 2 up line. You know, each of those riders is going to be frustrated with one another there. It's like, you know, in one case, Wout opened up that line by being on the outside, and on the other side, Ron Hart, you know, the young up-and-coming former under-23 world champ, opens and says, I'm taking that line.
As Ron Hart and Kamp remount at the top. Ryan Kamp will be his final race in the colours of Poel, Soudal and Bingo before he moves on to pastures new. But Tibor Del Grosso, if you've been with us throughout the Christmas period, he's really making a name for himself. If you weren't with us at the start of the race, Tom Pidcock just trying to find his way through here. He's got a lot of traffic just ahead of him. Pidcock trying to move up for the Ineos Grenadiers. Going down on that first corner, broke the rear mech, had to run to the pits on that opening lap, and he's just trying to find his way back through, pick his way back through the field, and it's a tall order when you're trying to find your way back up towards the front of the race.
Now we see Mathieu van der Poel come to the front for the first time here on this course. He's been taking notes. It's 15 minutes in the third lap. You know, he's been waiting for about the 30-minute mark, but today it looks like he's already opening up. It's going to come down to Van der Haar to keep this gap tight and tidy. He doesn't want to let you don't want to let Mathieu van der Poel go, but Van der Poel is going to know that he really needs to kind of, use the governor on his engine. He's going to need to just keep things under control because this is a course with a lot of caution, speed limits on each of the turns, Marty. Like every single part of this course has a different way you have to navigate it, and you've got to stay really clicked in and super focused mentally. If you overcook one of these turns, you go down, it just costs a ton of time. If you overdo it on one of the big descents, on one of these off campers, we saw it in the women's race, one small lapse in memory, and that's a lot of seconds. So Van der Poel, though, comes up to this off the bike there really quickly, and he's got already a handful of seconds over Van der Haar.
Tom Pidcock goes through the line. 64th he's up to now. That was he did a 9:27 and a 7:39 lap, that lap for Tom Pidcock. So he's lapping quickly. Is Pidcock. Mathieu van der Poel at the head of the race, though. This is what you don't want to do. This is the moment when the world champion starts to make his move, upping the pace, upping the pressure. He's got about, you would say, 100 meters advantage already as he goes through the windmill, goes through the mill at the top of the course here in Hulst. Michael Van Turen out, Timon Rook, Jens Adams, Mikko Boros there, Elias a bit down in 16th, Yoli Bertolini is 17th, and Toon van den Bos, Mace Hendricks in 19th, into the pits for a bike change for Wout van Aert. You've got Quentin Hermans in 21st, Cameron Mason 22nd, Corny van Kessel, Wout van Aert now in 24th as Mathieu van der Poel goes through the line. It is a gap of a minute 10 from our leader Mathieu van der Poel to Wout van Aert in 27th place. Danny van Leeuwenhoek, Stan Godry and Matthias Fiala. Then we look down through the field. Tom Pidcock's now up to 55th at 2 minutes and 33 seconds down on our leader. So he was in last place.
I expect the gap probably to be around 30 seconds for those riders as he comes up to the stairs now. But Van der Haar, also saying that, the tires really, the right tire for the day is that Griffo tire. It's that traditional tread, but it doesn't really do justice down in that lower section. You'd benefit from a mud tire down there, Marty, but in these conditions, with the course really suiting kind of that other tire, it's just, it's just the best tire for the day, even though it's not super efficient down low.
Then we should see Wout van Aert coming through. Let's see, Tom Pidcock here, just trying to get up there, up that little bank there for Tom Pidcock. Wout van Aert goes through at 1 minute and 13. He's now caught and passed Tibor Del Grosso. Wout van Aert just picking his way back up to as high a place as he can find today.
You know what I mean? So clearly someone's been pushing the limit too far, and I think that's, I'm sure we'll hear about it, but doesn't take anything away from a beautiful victory here in Hulst in his home country World Cup, wearing the World Champs jersey.
Mathieu van der Poel comes home for win number 156. The Alpecin-Deceuninck man, the world champion in front of a home crowd. Sensational yet again from Mathieu van der Poel. And behind, Pim Ronhaar skips over the planks. Joris Nieuwenhuis comes through for second. And it looks like Lars van der Haar is going to be the man that rounds out the podium. National champion of the Netherlands takes third. And it is going to be fourth spot for Pim Ronhaar today. Started today second in the World Cup. All three Baloise Track Lions riders closing the gap with a DNF for Elias a bit. Wout van Aert, unfortunately, that mechanical that just cost him dearly. 43 seconds down at the finish. But what could we say about this man? Another incredible day out for Mathieu van der Poel.
Yeah, it was indeed. He really put it together today, and honestly, I think it was probably a different race than he even expected, especially when you looked at the start list of this with Pidcock and Van Aert both on the line. Everybody looked pretty, I would say, like focused, not even necessarily nervous, but you saw like it just was a different level of intensity between those three at the start, and yeah, mistakes and problems for those other two riders, unfortunately.
30 points for Joris Nieuwenhuis in second, 25 for Van der Haar in third, but the victory, the day, belongs to Mathieu van der Poel. Seven wins from 7 starts so far this season. Your top 10 looks like this Mathieu van der Poel, just under the hour of racing, 12 seconds ahead of Joris Nieuwenhuis, Lars van der Hart 20, Pim Ronhart, Wout van Aert, Laurent Swick, Niels van der Putten, Ryan Kamp, Michael van Turenhout and Thibaut Del Grosso, your top 10 overall. There's nothing else more important than watching cyclocross to bring in the new year. GP Sven Nasenbar on January the 1st. That's with Rob Hatch and Jeremy Powers. But your podium today, Mathieu van der Poel, Joris Nieuwenhuis and Lars van der Hart have the national anthem.
For the national anthem of the Netherlands.